and welcome to UT Today. I'm Savannah Jacoby.
And I'm Tala Shatara. Coming up today, the latest way to travel around campus, how one UT student is changing the game.
But first, as many college students take fast food during an average week on campus, many studies are showing that these choices could lead to detrimental outcomes years down the road. UT Today reporter Elizabeth Longmire is in the studio with us today to tell us more. Elizabeth.
Thanks, Savannah. For many college students, heart health can often be swept under the rug. However, in a recent study, it shows that young adults should be thinking the opposite. I sat down with a UT senior that is making small changes to benefit her heart in the long run.
For Anna Blair Bandy, her week used to start out a little differently.
Immune system stronger. I feel like I'm sleeping better. I just have more energy when I wake up, even if I don't get a full 8 hours of sleep.
Under a month ago, the UT senior made a life-changing choice to start tracking her heart health online and in her daily routine.
People that I didn't even think would read my Facebook feed commented, were like, so excited to be watching your journey. Look forward to your updates.
Bandy choosing to start her journey now to fight against genetic heart disease from her family history.
This is a lifestyle that I need to start now so that when I am the age 50, me, worrying about, oh, I need to start eating healthier now, or oh, I need to start going to the gym now. That's not a concern for me because I already do that.
In a recent study from Colorado State University, it shows that the behavior of college students include a decrease in exercise and dietary balance. UT clinical professor Dr. Marilyn Brown says that these simple steps are what make the biggest impact.
Yes. As a young person, you don't feel them, you don't have symptoms until you get much older. So just think about when you exercise, you watch what you eat, and you take care of your heart, you're adding years to your life down the road.
Bandy taking these strides to be proactive after graduation.
Know that it starts now. And if they start this lifestyle now, then they will hopefully continue it to when they get older, and it's just now a way of life.
For UT Today, I'm Elizabeth Longmire.
Heart disease is still the leading cause of death for both men and women. Back to you.
Thanks, Elizabeth. You might remember the .com button that hit the economy a few years ago.
Today we are experiencing the same thing with cryptocurrency. Reporter Ansley Daniel explains what it is and how you could potentially gain.
Technology. It's changed the way we live our lives, from scheduling to shopping and even how we invest.
I got into crypto right before the boat did, so I had some really nice gains.
So, what is cryptocurrency? It's assets in the digital world that can crisscross to companies and countries without the delay of traditional bank transfers. An example of this is Bitcoin. This particular cryptocurrency's value is on the rise, which is appealing to young investors like Isaiah Webb.
I have fun because the technology itself is off the blockchain, and cryptocurrency may or may not survive, but blockchain technology is here to stay.
But now, what is blockchain technology? It's a digitized, decentralized public ledger of all these cryptocurrency transactions.
In a lot of ways, it's the wild, wild west, and I think security markets, as in publicly traded common stocks, are just very, very different. Highly regulated, very transparent. Bitcoin is very opaque.
This uncertainty and high risk could bring high rewards.
Cryptocurrency is very volatile, but overall it's had a general uptrend. That is not saying that it will happen forever, but you have the gains going up and down constantly.
Experts and investors alike say if you want to get into the cryptocurrency world, you should understand its logistics.
Very few, if anybody, understands really what Bitcoin is, but if you are going to put your hard-earned money in it, I think it's important that you understand what it is.
Do your own research and make sure that you know what you're getting into, and know cryptocurrency like the back of your hand before you're going to spend money on it.
For UT Today, Ansley Daniel.
Although this currency is cutting edge and can simplify currency conversions, cryptocurrency is not universally regulated. Some forms could be scams.
For all of you that use ride-sharing, you know the fees and fear that come along with getting into that passenger seat. But one UT student is trying to change that, one ride at a time.
With the push of a button, you can hail a car to your front door without even walking outside.
And people like Miranda Sands have used this much faster approach.
But they come with their faults.
After using a rideshare service, what she thought was a one-time fee turned her wallet into a frenzy.
All these different charges of Uber, and it was like $70, $60, $40.
And there's also the feeling of being unsafe.
Being a young woman and being alone at night, I kind of take the precaution of just being very aware of my surroundings.
But Ryan Cunningham hopes to change these nightmares with a new kind of taxi service. Campus car.
As I noticed in Knoxville, there's a need for low-cost, short-distance transportation with students, football game days, and just people visiting the University of Tennessee.
So he created his unique company exclusively for the UT community.
It's as simple as this. You download the Campus Car app, and then you request a ride. And then your ride shows up. And then you arrive at your destination.
And for a flat rate, you can go from here to here without a worry. Something Cunningham hopes will let students know they are a little more safe in his car. For UT Today, I'm Savannah Jacoby reporting.
Campus Car gives rides to anyone in the downtown area, campus, across the river, as well as the Fort Sanders area for a flat rate.
There are different ways to deal with stress, and one program on Tennessee's campus is using the comfort of animals to help people during stressful times. Reporter Mariah Rock has more on Habit and how you can help.
When stress strikes, who do you turn to? It might be a parent, friend, or a spouse. Well, for some, it's a dog, cat, and even a rabbit. Habit, also formerly known as Human-Animal Bond in Tennessee, was started 32 years ago by doctors who saw a need for emotional comfort in the community as well as in the hospitals.
We do a lot of work where the dog will go from person to person who are getting chemotherapy and just kind of visit while the person is basically just tied down to a chair getting this infusion, so the dog kind of breaks up the day.
The animals even help students during the week of exams.
And we're there to help you all deal with the stress of exams.
There are steps involved in order to become a part of this program. The first thing they ask is that you attend an informational meeting on liability. Next step would be to take your animal to your local vet to have a full medical exam performed. Lastly, the animal goes through a behavioral evaluation, which is done by one of the Habit volunteers. Finally, they're ready to report for duty.
Then we'll set them up with a facility, and they have a more established volunteer that helps them to go with them on their first visit.
It's important that the animal has the want to help others, but once they do, the rewards are endless.
The dogs, all sizes, have their own joy in whatever they can do, and all the cats do their own little cat thing, and it just makes people smile.
Reporting for UT Today, Mariah Rock.
Their next meeting for those interested in volunteering for Habit is April 11th and May 17th.
Coming up, we introduce you to a student who found a rhythmic way to make a difference.
Stay with us. You're watching UT Today. Welcome back. There's lots of ways we can make a difference, and in the volunteer state, you certainly find a lot of people stepping up to the plate.
UT Today reporter Ashley Sharp shows us how a local student is using dance to make a difference.
There's more to the music. For these dancers.
Let's try something very top dancers.
Leah Reel, a high school sophomore and longtime dancer at Angela Floyd Schools, took her passion for dance.
Well, I love dance, obviously, been doing it for so long.
And fused that with her love for those who have special needs.
They're all so sweet and they all love like everything about life, and I love that. Every time I'm working with someone with special needs, they always just make me so happy.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Real saw it as her calling to start a free dance class for children and adults with special needs. Filling this studio with music, laughter, and smiles.
It made me so happy. Like every time they smiled, I smiled. They were having such a good time.
Boom! In a big post. Perfect!
It's a feeling Real says everyone deserves.
Beautiful job!
There's a lot of kids out there that, want to do something like this, but they just may not have the opportunity. And I'm really happy that Angela Floyd is giving kids like that an opportunity.
Something these dancers will cherish. And new friendships they won't forget. In Knoxville, Ashley Sharp, UT Today.
That was the first class that this school hosted, and Leah has plans for many more to come.
A local salon owner is helping Knoxvillians feel beautiful. Cutting hair is just another job for most, but for one local barber, reaching out to more than just paying clients became her new goal. UT Today reporter Jake Albright has more.
They get a haircut, base color.
A day at the salon.
Manicure, they get waxing.
Is a luxury. But while meeting a hairdresser for the first time would be nerve-wracking to most. For people like Melanie Hurst, it's more than just a haircut.
It's a blessing. It's definitely a blessing. Yes.
Haircut Salon takes people off of the street and gives them a whole new look as their worries fall to the ground.
It feels good to have people that care, and good people out here, and it's just wonderful.
A pop-up shop coming from the desire to make a change.
But I wanted to bring them into an atmosphere to where they feel like they're important and get their dignity back.
Marty LaRue Baker leaving her barbershop of more than 30 years to help those who couldn't pay for the same services she was charging for.
How do you feel when you get a haircut? That's what I ask people. It changes you. It changes your day. It changes your attitude. It makes you feel stronger.
She hopes that not only will this make them feel better about themselves, but take the before and turn it into a happily ever after. For UT Today, I'm Jake Albright.
Baker goes to Carm each week to talk to the homeless there and then opens the salon the first Sunday of each month. The next haircuts will be April the 8th.
A new mammal has made its way to Tennessee, and it's bringing a disease that has people concerned. But UT Today reporter Alana Osborne is here to tell you why you shouldn't worry.
9-band armadillos can live pretty much anywhere.
Now including in East Tennessee. Sarah Glass of Zoo Knoxville compared armadillos to armored groundhogs. She says they don't pose any threat to you or to the East Tennessee ecosystem.
They probably will not exist up here in huge numbers because we're right on the edge of where they can't survive the cold winters. They're not aggressive animals, and they're more inclined just to run away if you're to startle them.
But what exactly is bringing them here?
They are moving and following fire ants because they will eat fire ants, and as we know, fire ants are slowly spreading up the corridor towards Tennessee.
Zoo Knoxville has 2 armadillos in their exhibit. But these creatures have more than just funny looks. Glass says that this potentially life-threatening disease really won't affect you.
Armadillos are the only other mammal other than humans that can carry leprosy, and it's predicted about 20% of the wild population has leprosy. Leprosy will also kill an armadillo, so it's not like they're going to stay alive and just spread it around.
If you'd like to learn more about armadillos without having to get too up close and personal, head on down to Zoo Knoxville where you can see all of this for yourself. Reporting in Knoxville for UT Today, Olana Osborne.
Every day we use social media to tweet, snap, post, like, and share anything that makes us happy. But one University of Tennessee alum is doing so much more than that. She has turned her social media platform into a money-making opportunity. I sat down with her to find out more on how social media can earn college students a little extra money by just posting what they love.
She's smart, she's beautiful, she's Instagram famous. University of Tennessee graduate Casey Funderburg has been using her Instagram as a money-making tool for about a year and a half, and she's telling me all about how she got started.
I started my blog just for fun. I started it because I loved fashion, I loved beauty, I loved fitness, and I wanted an outlet to share those things. And a lot of that was because people would come to me, so I thought it would be a good idea for me to publish it somewhere.
With almost 3,000 followers, Casey says she is only moving up from here and is earning some extra cash along the way.
And I didn't realize when I first started my blog that you could make money from blogging. So when I found out that I could make money from blogging, I was like, okay, maybe I could turn this into like a little side hustle type thing.
Casey says she sees students on campus now using social media more than ever, the same way she has been.
I've definitely seen people, especially girls on campus, start their own social media platforms, whether that be a blog or a YouTube channel, and I think it's just because people see the value in using social media as a business, but also just a way to have fun. I think if you want to start a blog or even a YouTube channel or even just turn your Instagram into a page where people can come and feel influenced, you definitely need to do a lot of research. But you can't go into it thinking, okay, I'm going to make all this money. Like if you're going to start a social media channel, a blog, you kind of just need to have your mind in the right mindset.
For UT Today, I'm Talisha Tara.
And when we come back, we have your latest sports update.
A diamond in the rough or in the outfield. Stay tuned. Welcome back. The weather is warming up and you know what that means.
Spring sports are here. UT Today sports anchor Camille Gear is in studio with us today with the latest. Camille?
Thanks, guys. Baseball season is already in full swing. Reporter Allison Woodall sat down with one woman who helps the season go so smoothly.
But not everyone knows about the dedicated women who work behind the scenes.
And it's so fun. We like running at the bats, we give water to the umpires, we catch foul balls, kind of just do everything, but I love baseball, so it was perfect.
The Spring Sports Ambassadors, better known as UT's Diamond Girls, can be seen helping out at every game. But for one senior, baseball has been a part of her life as long as she can remember.
Yeah, I started when I was 5, so I played from 5 till senior year of high school. And then my dad played from when he was, I think, 5 till he was a senior in high school, and my little brother did the same thing.
Instead of being sad to no longer be playing, she decided to join something bigger than herself and help promote a team that may not be getting all the attention it deserves on campus.
I'm not playing myself anymore, so I kind of like to just be like back in the game and have some involvement at least in the sport, because it's been my whole life for a long time.
She says that there's a lot to look forward to for the rest of the season, including the success of the team's new leadership.
We have a new coach that just started this year, and I think for him, I'm like, just support would be really, I think, encouraging to be like, hey, like, let's all get out there and go like support the team. And it's kind of fun to be like back in that element and be back together, like all working on it and kind of being together and working for the team is fun.
For UT Today, this is Allison Woodall reporting.
The team is preparing for their final game against the Crimson Tide this afternoon. We wish them the best of luck. There are many teams that students can join at UT, but few are deeply rooted in culture. UT Today reporter Hannah Milby talked to one of UT's newest teams to see how they're changing that.
UT's Mayuri is a Bollywood fusion team with a mission to show the South Asian culture through dance. OG Sharma founded UT's Mayuri team last year after she was inspired by an international dance competition at a nearby school. Within the year, the team has grown to 20 members, all with one goal.
I hope that we are able to establish ourselves and our values of a dance team and that we can compete in the future across the country and incorporate themes and more deep and intricate aspects of the Indian culture into our dances.
For Sharma, Mayuri has been a way to connect with people on a campus where she previously knew very few.
I've basically gotten 19 more sisters in my whole life. I love all the girls on my team. I've made so many new friends and I've met so many people. It's just this whole community is so welcoming and warm.
Although it is only the first year, Sharma has high expectations for her team.
We hope to compete in future years to come. It's an extremely competitive team to just get into the competition. So we're going to work hard this summer, this year, in order for us to get into competitions outside of Tennessee.
Interested students can find the team practicing weekly in the T-Rex. For UT Today, Hannah Milby.
The Mayuri team most recently competed in UT's international dance competition where they took home first place. Upsets, busted brackets, and a month full of basketball can only mean one thing: March Madness. It's one of the biggest sporting events in America. Let's take a look at what makes this tournament so special. Fill your brackets, cancel all social engagements, and don't even pretend like you're getting work done in that cubicle. Some know March as the third month of the year, but sports fans know it as March Madness. March Madness is an entire month dedicated to the Division I NCAA basketball tournament. So when exactly did sports fans start spending an entire month watching basketball? The state of Illinois started a small invitational basketball tournament with some of its high schools back in 1908. By the 1930s, it grew to over 900 schools. And in 1939, the first ever NCAA tournament was played with only 8 teams. In 2011, the tournament grew to 68 teams. As the number of teams grew, so did the tournament's popularity, making it the biggest sporting event behind the Super Bowl. UT fans are a part of the March Madness hype and are looking forward to watching head coaches Rick Barnes and Holly Warlick lead their teams to some tournament wins. Even with busted brackets, the NCAA tournament is nothing short of awesome. The tournament began on March 11th and will run until the Final Four on April 2nd. That's going to do it for your sports update, guys. Back to you.
Thanks, Camille. Last week, we introduced you to a little boy who received free cochlear implants.
When we come back, we have followed up to see how well he is doing. Stay with us.
Welcome back. Last week we told you about a little boy named Thomas who was getting the gift of hearing.
UT Today reporter Kayla Grainer went back to see what he is doing since his hearing was turned on. Kayla?
Thanks, guys. This past week, I got to go to Thomas's first audio therapy class since he got his hearing turned on.
Thomas Creech was finally able to hear for the first time.
Are you thinking about it?
We just went a little bit.
Mama.
Once he received his hearing, it was time for his first hearing appointment. Justina Bunge is Thomas's audiologist. She says that when a person receives hearing, it's like starting from scratch.
A hearing aid with a newly implanted kid is 0, like they've just come out of the womb.
Justina goes through 4 steps with Thomas for speech and sound: awareness, identification, discrimination, and comprehension.
So the first thing we do is teach them, I hear that, that means something to me. Then we set up our therapy to identification, to where, okay, I hear that, but I don't know what it is, so we're going to label it. And then discrimination, so, okay, but the cow says moo, and I know that a pig says oink oink, but those are different. Once you get through that, then comprehension of speech gets better and we can have a back and forth.
Justina says the best part about her job is helping kids like Thomas communicate.
I just love supporting kids and making them be able to communicate and hear. I think that an implant and a hearing aid is a gift that we can help them listen.
Thomas currently only has 1 cochlear implant. Although Thomas can completely hear with that implant, the family says their next step is for Thomas to eventually hear out of both ears. For UT Today, I'm Kayla Grainer.
I've been spending a lot of time with Thomas, and I can tell that he is really catching on quickly to his new life. His audiologist told me that she's very impressed with how far he's already come, and the family is overjoyed that he can finally hear their voices. Back to you.
Thanks, Kayla. I'm really glad she's been able to follow Thomas's story along this journey with him.
Yeah, I think everybody here at UT Today is so honored that we get to share this experience with his family. And in fact, he actually just celebrated his 3rd birthday. So happy birthday, Thomas.
That's so cute. Well, that's going to do it for UT Today. I'm Savannah Jacoby.
And I'm Talia Shatara.